Hey everybody, welcome. Thank you so much for watching. This is At Home with Jenny Anchondo. I'm Jenny Anchondo, and we have two awesome guests today from Cross Fit Naptown. Jared is here. Good morning, good afternoon.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's
Very excited to be here.
Gonna be fun. And then Anna is here as well. So you're gonna be demoing everything for us. So she's got all the form and everything down. Before we get going with this workout, just a couple things to let you know. If you've never watched the show before, this is basically an at-home workout show. So we bring to you things that you can usually do with stuff that you just have kind of lying around the house. So you see the boxes here. They'll give you some kind of substitutions if you happen to have a box, or you can use a stair at your house.
Stairs, couch.
Whatever you can find.
Table that doesn't have glass on it. Yeah, anything that's sturdy and stable. So
very cool. So they're going to talk a little bit more about what CrossFit is and the techniques and everything like that, and answer some of the, I guess, most commonly asked questions about the specific type of workout. But first, they're going to demo some stuff so you guys can learn the form and then try this workout out. And I think that one thing that's remarkable about this style of workout is how good a workout you get in such a short amount of time.
Absolutely.
It's like very efficient.
You'll be witness to that here in a little bit.
I'm freaking out. You guys, this is hard stuff, but very good. So go ahead and start demonstrating the moves we're going to do in the workouts.
Okay. So we're going to actually do a workout today. It's an 8-minute AMRAP, as many rounds, as many reps as possible. The first movement we're going to do is a handstand push-up, where we're actually going to scale that back. Everything we do in CrossFit is scalable. Scalability is the key to CrossFit. So you have a specific movement, but then you can always scale it down to depending on your skill level. So Anna's here. She's going to show us what a handstand push-up is. Not many of us will be able to do it. Not many people can do it, but it's always a goal to have. So she comes all the way down, keeping her core nice and tight. Everything's in line. She comes all the way down the ground, all the way back up.
Heck yeah, that was awesome. I agree, but we don't have to do it that way.
But we don't have to do it that way today. It's always good to have a goal. A lot of our members come in all the time. A lot of people come in, see that, and the first thing they say is, I want to get upside down, be able to push myself up. Takes time, takes patience, but it's a good goal. So what we're going to do today instead to scale that is what we call a wall climb. So Anna's going to be here on the ground, and we'll have Jenny do this here in a second. She's going to push herself up into a push-up, and as she does, you're going to see she's going to lift her leg up as high as she can, and then she's going to start walking her hands in. So she's still working on the upper body, her shoulders, walking her way in, so her chest and her nose is nearly to the wall, and then she's going to walk herself back out. And as she walks herself back out, her feet are going to slowly slide down, come back down, chest to the ground, all the way down. Now, the cool thing about this is what we work with CrossFit is a lot of different range of motions.
Yeah.
So we'll actually have you step up right now, and we'll kind of talk about what I mean by range of motion. So you can just,
Wait, go right here, right?
Perfect.
Okay.
And then you're going to do the same exact thing. And when I say the range of motion, you get to where you're comfortable. And then if you feel like you're uncomfortable, you just stop at that point. So lift your other leg up. Excellent. And start walking your hands in. Good. And if you feel comfortable, if you're comfortable there, then we're good. That's our range of motion. Then start walking yourself back out. Good, excellent. And walk your feet down slowly. Good. And then when you come down,
right
exactly.
there.
When you come down, come straight down to a push-up, and that's a wall climb right there. So that's what we're looking for.
Okay, I didn't mean to freak you guys out, but I do think it's kind of scary.
It is scary, but
you're awesome.
But what we can do instead of going all the way up, like that was impressive on your end. Like you're going a little bit above and beyond.
You don't have to say that.
No, you don't have to go that far. So what you can do is, Anna, you can actually show just like an L on the wall. So we just put our feet up, and she's just in that position there. That's also scalable. That's exactly what we can do. So we can consider that a rep. So it's just one step up, one step back down, chest to ground, boom.
So you're still getting that push-up motion. You're still getting the work through your shoulders a little bit too.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Or something we can do is another thing we can do to scale. And this is for a handstand push-up type deal, or same thing. What we can do, we can have Anna step in here. We use a box jump. You can use your couch. You can use a table. Anything that's sturdy right here, we're going to put our feet under. And we have ab mat right there.
Okay.
Or we can use a towel, a pillow.
Something that's going to kind of be there for
nice
cushion.
And soft just in case you come down. So she's going to come down, working with the shoulders. Head touches the ab mat and come right back up. Same exact concept as that handstand push-up she used. But now we're in a safer position. So all she does, if she falls down now, she'll come down, land on her knees. No problem. No big deal.
And Anna's okay.
Good. Exactly. So that's the cool thing with CrossFit. Everything's scalable. There's so many different measurements, ways of making it available to everybody, I should say.
Okay.
So for today's workout, what we're going to do is we're going to work with the wall climb that we just did, and then go from there. We're just going to do one in each round, which we'll talk about that here in a second. Next up, we're going to talk about the air squat. Is that right? Is that what we had now? A burpee. Sorry. We're going to talk about the burpee. Anna's going to demonstrate a burpee for us. Some of us have done this before. Some of us haven't. We're going to come all the way down. Chest and hips hit the ground. She's going to come up and clap and jump in the air about an inch or two off the ground. Jump up and clap. And then That's a full burpee standard. What we can do to scale that is she can come down, just jump 2 feet back, and then 2 feet back up, and then jump and clap. Or she can jump down, walk her feet back, come all the way down, and then kind of snake her way up onto her knees, walk her feet back up, and then clap. Or come down, and then walk her feet back, and then walk her feet back up.
This is just a way to get Anna to do a lot of burpees.
Well, and that's true too. Exactly.
Awesome.
So,
I love that. So if you're watching right now and are thinking, I've never done something like this, or it seems a little bit intimidating, then you go with that last one that she did.
Absolutely.
That's great.
And that's the idea. We often have people come in, they're like, I can't do this. It's like, there's a way for everyone to be able to do it. So,
for sure.
Jenny, I think you should demo us a burpee right now. Give us
okay,
what
let
you
me
got.
make sure that I'm doing this right. So do you do the clap first, or do you do the...
just down first.
Okay.
Chest and hips
so we
hit the
go
ground.
here,
Yep.
here,
All the way down, up. Excellent. Perfect.
clap.
That's
Okay.
almost like a professional. I was
Thank
gonna say
you,
a
thank
professional
you.
dancer there, finished like a gymnast.
Paying close attention to our demo here.
So that's absolutely perfect burpee right there that we can do for today's workout. And then we have you're right, step ups.
Okay.
So next up is going to be a step up. So again, if you have stairs, a couch, something sturdy, don't risk it.
Right,
But
sure.
if we have something, right now we have a 16-inch box. We also have 20-inch, 24, all the way up to 30 inches. We have people use.
I'm glad you brought the
Which
16-incher.
is pretty impressive for the individuals who do 30-inch boxes. So what we're going to do right now is a step up. So she's going to step up, and then as she's at the top, she's going to make sure her hips are open up, so she's in a straight line in this position here,
Yeah.
and go ahead and step back down. What we don't want to see is she's going to step up, and then see how her hips, exactly, go ahead and stay put up there. So you see how her hips are still kind of muted, we call it, where they're not open all the way. What we want her to do is open those hips up all the way and get that full range of
Almost
motion.
like they're pulling forward a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now we're working
Got
that full
it.
range of motion coming down. Those are step ups, and what we can do from there to advance up. So this is the scaled version. What we can do to step up or the advanced movement would be a box jump, where she's going to jump up and then open her hips up again at the top and then step down.
Okay.
So she's going to jump up, hips are open up, and then step back down. So that's an actual box jump or step up.
Got it.
You want to try it out?
Step up. Okay, so you step up here,
Yep.
then open at the top,
Yep.
then
Back down.
and down. Okay, should I try to jump?
It's your
You guys, if I fall, there's no laughing. Okay.
the blooper tape.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, we just do this straight out. So I feel like I need to do a jump beforehand. That must be like a cheerleading background
Yeah,
kind of
it's
thing.
definitely the cheerleading background.
Because I'm like, okay, here we go. So you just do it without that.
There you go. And step up
And
and then
then-
step right back down. Perfect.
Okay.
Absolutely. There you go.
Okay.
During the workout, we're going to do 5 of those. So
Okay.
5 step-ups.
Okay.
So right now we have 1 wall climb, 2 burpees, 5 step-ups or box jumps. And then the next one we're going to talk about, which is probably the most critical, I'd consider, movement within CrossFit, just because everything we do is based out of it, and everything you do in life is based out of it. And we'll talk about this a little bit more about functional movements.
Sure.
Is the air squat.
Okay.
So an air squat, we're going to use Anna here as a demonstrator or demonstration. We want to make sure our feet are about hip width apart, maybe just outside the hips. We're not too narrow and we're not way too wide. We want to be in a good position where we're nice and comfortable. And the first thing we always want to focus on is we're putting our weight in our heels. And by doing that, the first thing she's going to do is she's going to push her hips back. So you're going to be able to see she's pushing her hips back slightly. So I try to tell people all the time, pretend like you have groceries in your hand and you're about to shut your car door with your butt. So you're just, boom, right away, your hips are
Got
back
it.
already. So that's
Okay.
exactly what I try to tell people. We're loading the weight in our heels. And as she gets in this position, she's going to slowly keep pushing her hips back as she bends down and get just below parallel. And what I mean by just below parallel is if I put a marble on her knee right now,
Yeah.
that marble would roll back into her hip crease.
Sure would.
So that's
Okay.
exactly what we're looking for, just below parallel, and then come all the way back up. And again, those open hips at the top. A lot of times when we
same
teach
as
this
that.
movement, a lot of people are going to want to come down, and they're going to get to that position there, and that's not a full air squat.
Okay.
So we want to make sure we get all the way below parallel and all the way open to the top, which we call standards in CrossFit. Every movement is going to have a certain movement range of motion standards, and that's it for that movement.
Something else that's definitely uniquely CrossFit too. Like within the fitness industry, not everybody goes down that low. So that's like a real solid, legit squat.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And another cool thing is, working with that range of motion we talked about before, if we're not at that skill level yet, and we have this very often where people come in and they just can't get there because their mobility in their hips
Sure.
and their hamstrings aren't there yet, then what we do is we just work with whatever we have. If this is as far as we can get at the moment, absolutely, just work with that for now. And then as time goes on, months down the line, we start opening up a little bit more of that hip capsule, and we're able to move around a little bit more. We can start getting lower and lower. So
Okay.
it's all about progress. So we can see progress from that point on.
Okay.
So we're going to do 10 air squats. Let's have Jenny actually hop out here
See
and
if-
demonstrate a few.
Okay, so you're a
Let's try
little
to do-
wider than hip width.
Let's
Is
go with
that right?
4 right now. Yep.
Okay, and then you go all the way down. Wait,
Exactly. Yep.
here and then
And up.
up.
Perfect.
Okay.
Good. So the biggest thing, and you're doing it right now, this is absolutely amazing, is the fact that you're wiggling your toes. What I try to tell people,
I tell people to do that
no,
too.
that's
This is
a
my little
huge-
habit.
That's an amazing
funny.
cue for people, especially when they're not used to it. A lot of people, if they're very quad dominant, so they lean forward a lot, and they're using their toes to push themselves up. When our hamstrings
Can't
are
believe
bigger.
I actually do that. I
Yeah.
tell people to do that. I can't believe I actually do that. That's
Exactly.
funny.
Our hamstrings are the strongest leg muscle we have,
Sure.
so we want to make sure we're in our heels the whole time, driving out of the hamstrings. So I
Sure.
tell people all the time as a cue, wiggle your toes, and that way you know you're in heels, because you
Okay.
can't be on your toes if you wiggle your toes. That makes sense.
Cool.
So those are the
So now the
movements.
workout comes.
I know, it's nervous time right now. So what we're going to do is an 8-minute AMRAP. As many rounds or what we call reps as possible. So you're working for 8 continuous minutes. This is the whole idea of CrossFit right here. This is what we call the WOD, workout of the day.
Okay.
This is the meat, the core. This is everything we do with CrossFit. It's a high-intensity type workout. Constantly varied, high-intensity functional movements is definition of CrossFit, and you're about to witness it firsthand right now.
And experience it. You guys better be doing this with me. Okay?
I'm going to have Anna quickly just run through one quick round so we kind of demo exactly what's going to happen. So we're going to start a clock. We're going to say 3, 2, 1, go. And she's going to do one wall climb. She's going to climb all the way up and then come all the way back down under control. Very nice. And then she's going to get up and she's going to do 2 burpees. She's going down.
Okay, so she goes like right
and up.
into it.
1, 2. Good. Now she's going to do 5 either box jumps or step ups, whatever she chooses. Ooh, she tried getting professional on that one.
She's looking good.
4.
I'm still impressed.
5. All right. And then she's going to do 10 air squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then that's just one round.
That's
And
one round.
So as soon as
So you
you're done
count
with
that as one for your as many
exactly.
reps
And
as
as soon as you're done with
possible.
that, guess what you do?
And again.
Go right on the wall climbs, or you're going as many times as you can in 8 minutes. Obviously, Anna, I haven't thrown this in there yet, but she's ranked 13th in the Central East region in CrossFit. If you haven't seen the CrossFit Games or anything of that nature, so she's gonna be able to go a little
So
bit
it's
quicker.
okay if we're intimidated by her.
I don't mean it by that, but yes, a little bit.
Okay.
So we're
cool.
we're all gonna work at our own skill level, our
Okay.
own range of motion. So if you can't go as high, that's absolutely fine. If we're not doing box jumps, we're doing step ups. Great, let's do it. Just
I'm
work
the
with what we
modified
can.
demo, everybody.
Let's go ahead. We'll have Anna use this guy here. You guys have enough room?
Should I go like right here? Can you still see in this frame? Or should I put the, okay. Because if not, I'm totally fine with that too.
All right. All right.
Maybe
So
scoot
we're
this
gonna
in
do is
a
I'm gonna
little
start a clock, and we're gonna have exactly 8 minutes, and we're gonna
Okay.
keep track of your rounds.
Oh, dear.
I'm gonna do my best to keep track for you guys.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of keep a hand signal here
Okay.
to see where we're
They'll
at.
keep track too.
There we go.
And you're going to remind me what's next.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And what I try to tell people all the time is don't push yourself so hard that you're ready to pass out or puke or anything of that. Like,
Because
obviously.
then you would have to finish hosting the show.
Exactly.
Which, that's cool
That's
too.
exactly it. So we want to make sure we're pushing ourselves, but at the same time, not killing ourselves.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Sure.
All right, so we're going to start with everyone on the ground. Chest on the ground, feet against the wall. And remember that first push, drive that leg as high as you can.
Oh,
and then,
like this.
exactly. And then we're going to come as far as we can up to our range of motion and stick with that.
Okay. You guys better be doing this along with us.
Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. Good. You can see Jenny's already getting competitive with it. She got a little higher this
No,
time.
I'm not.
And then have your chest. There you go. And then we're going to go into 2 burpees. And
Now what?
perfect.
Wait.
And then 5, 5 step ups or box jumps. Good.
The bummer for everybody watching is that they're about to start hearing me breathe really loud here.
And
Okay.
then 10 air squats, yep. And you'll see Anna's already done with round 1. So she's just going to keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. I like it. Excellent, Jenny. Perfect.
8.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
You're good.
Then I start in a push-up, right?
Yep, start push-up
Okay.
position. So that's 1 round done.
Oh, wait. Like this?
So, yep, absolutely. And drive yourself up. There you go.
Ugh.
Perfect. And then slowly walk it down. Good. And have that chest hit the ground all the way to the bottom. Good.
Now what?
Good thing is here, everyone that's watching at home can compete against you and see if they're fitter than you are now.
Oh, yeah.
Think
Wait,
about
now.
5 step ups.
Okay.
Yep.
Now I better feel like I better go faster.
So we're gonna have a score for you at the end of this, and everyone can
dear.
compete against you, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, I just beat Jenny and Chanda in
stop.
CrossFit workout."
Oh, man. I knew I didn't want to have you come on here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. How many of these?
10. Good job, Anna.
6, 7, 8.
We are getting towards the 2-minute mark.
2 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm going to kill you. Okay.
Anna just did 300 air squats yesterday. Yeah. So
Jeez,
she's
Anna.
She's probably feeling good right now. With a 20-pound vest on. Good, Jenny. Good.
Wait.
Nope, you're right. And then
Okay.
5.
Okay. 1, 2. This is all like air of me breathing. We should have like music or something. 4, 5. Okay.
And 10 air squats. This will be the end of round 3 for you.
6, 7, 8. Normally I talk to them a lot during the workout, but sorry guys. Okay. Oh wait.
Yep, you're good. So the idea is you're doing all these movements over and over, but at a high intensity level. Your heart rate's up the entire time, so you're working on your metabolic conditioning, your heart rate, your cardio at the same exact time as you're working through all these movements and these skills. Good.
Okay.
And with CrossFit, you always have other people. You can always, everything's always measurable, so you can always kind of score yourself and kind of measure yourself against someone else, whether it's a friend, family. I actually have a really good friend who's in the Navy in Guam, and he does the same workouts we do at Cross Fit Naptown on a daily basis, and we can compete scores. Or
Now I can't imagine anybody would actually want to come to your place after this, but if they do, where are you guys located?
6 and 9 North Delaware Street. It's right downtown, right off the Cultural Trail, which is really awesome because we have the Cultural Trail we run on quite a bit. And it's right there at North Street and Delaware Street, right in the corner. Parking's right in the back. We have a big garage door. It's usually down. Very open atmosphere, very community-driven, friendly people.
You don't seem very friendly to me right now.
Oh, yeah? Well, we're just now reaching the halfway point, so
Brutal.
think about that. Which is half glass or glass is half full. We're almost done.
Okay, that's true.
What's that?
That's a nice thought. Anna says try to double what you have right now,
Exactly.
but she's a pro at this.
Do we know where we're at? This is end of 5, right?
I don't know.
Oh,
I think
see?
so, maybe.
Yep.
Is he? Oh, are you keeping track?
We're making sure everyone else at home can compete against you. I like it.
I don't like it. Okay.
I think it's the start of 8, Anna. We can always go back to the video and check.
Yeah, really.
6. Excellent work. Good work. The biggest thing to always focus on, especially with these workouts, with the high intensity type workout, I'm going to kind of talk as you guys go.
Yeah, that would be. I'm
Kind
like,
of trying to help the
I
cause.
can't talk to them.
Is the fact that we want to make sure we're doing everything efficiently, but at the same time we're doing it correctly. So a lot of time people work so hard and so fast and try to beat scores that your air squat, which is still great, Anna's is still great, we'll start seeing inefficiencies in a movement where you're bending forward, now we're breaking at the hips, breaking it back.
It's definitely the challenge.
Exactly, and you really have to focus on your technique over speed. That's something we push really, really hard over at the gym at our box at CrossFit Naptown, is making sure technique before speed, because otherwise that's where people can start getting injuries and start hurting themselves. If you hurt yourself, there's not a whole lot you can do. You know, I always tell people, you know, there's always tomorrow for another workout. So I'm excited to hear from you tomorrow and see how your shoulders are feeling.
Oh my gosh.
Wall climbs are a brutal little movement. Simple movement, as you can see, just using a wall in your house. But let me tell you, you'll definitely be able to feel it, and
Yeah, I think they're not simple.
you'll see the strength development within a couple weeks easily. You have 2 minutes left, so 2 minutes left.
Okay, here we go, you guys.
Let's try to get 2 more full rounds. Good job, Anna.
8. I feel like I should turn down my audio.
The workout's not usually this intense, or?
Well, usually I'm guiding somebody through it.
I know.
So I'm saying, here, you do this.
You're doing great. Almost
Okay.
there. We're at a minute and a half left, and then we're done. Let's try to get one more full round at least. Good job, Anna. Good, Jenny. Good. Perfect. Good. And we always have, especially at our gym, we always have people, coaches there, I should say, that are always making sure the technique is staying where it should be. Otherwise, we don't want any injuries.
Correct me if I'm like
Oh, no,
slacking.
you're doing great. Believe me, I would yell at you in a heartbeat.
Okay, good.
You got 50 seconds left.
Oh, man.
Almost there. I'm impressed. You guys have both you ladies have gotten quite a few rounds in. Nice job, Jenny. Good.
Sorry for the grunting, you guys.
We're at 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Should I be switching my lead
20
feet on that?
seconds. You
Or does it
can,
matter?
because otherwise you may be repetitive motion, kind of working on the same movement. We can start switching feet, which feet you lead up with first, or which foot, I should say, you lead up with first. We've got 7 seconds.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Awesome job.
Oh, man. Okay, you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, now it's time for me to ask them some questions, grill them a little bit. So stick around, probably cool down a little bit, walk around, I'm guessing.
Absolutely.
Have them walk around a little bit. Oh, we'll ask them some questions, so come over here. I'm beat. Okay, I hope you guys are as sweaty as I am. It's a little bit ridiculous right now, but I do feel like I said at the very beginning, I was like, the thing that I love about this type of workout is that it's very efficient and you get a lot done.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that was only 8 minutes.
Yeah.
You guys would obviously do a little bit longer than that if they actually came to your facility.
Occasionally, depending on, I was going to say, depending on the workout for the day, it could range from, 8 minutes to 20 minutes. So.
And it, or even less. I'll come for those.
Workout is a pretty quick one. A lot of people are in the 3-minute range even.
Okay. So I want to talk too about, people just sort of got like a really small taste of what you guys do, but there's a lot of other exercises that you do with the equipment that you have inside your facility. So tell people a little bit about that.
So with CrossFit in general, you're going to come in and you're not going to have treadmills. You're not going to have your bicep curl stations. And
Yeah.
what it is, you have barbells. There's rings, pull-up bars, and it's all taught 1 hour classes taught by coaches, certified coaches, and we go through so many different movements, gymnastics movements, which you saw with the wall climbs, barbell movements. So a lot of Olympic lifting technique that's taught by the certified coaches. So we actually, power cleans, deadlifts, a lot of different kind of barbell movements that we go through that kind of keeps things. The idea of CrossFit is constantly varied functional movements at high intensity is the actual definition, which for most people are like, I don't know what that means.
Right,
but
right.
if you break it down, if you break it down, it's pretty self-explanatory. Constantly varied, meaning we'll do a workout on Monday, and then Tuesday's workout's going to be absolutely completely different, something that has nothing to do with Monday. Wednesday is going to be absolutely completely different than Tuesday or Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. And the idea of that is it's muscle confusion, so you're working different muscle groups. So unlike what most people are used to, and I'm myself a critic of it, was, Monday was upper body, Tuesday was lower body, Wednesday was upper body. It's different in the sense that you're working your whole entire body all week long, and you work for 3 days, work out for 3 days in a row, and then you rest for a day. Work out for 3 days, rest for a day. Or something similar on that kind of, some kind of that suggestion. So
And we were talking too about just sort of like preparing yourself for life. You were talking about the groceries and that sort of thing in general. And I think that something that is missing in some fitness programs is just actually preparing people for life and for aging and for continuing on, whereas these are pretty relatable to everyday activities like the squat and everything you were talking about.
That's the functional movement part of CrossFit.
Exactly.
We aren't going to do things that, like a bicep curl, how often do you really...
Oh, you want to switch this one out? Okay. We'll switch your mic out.
All right. How often do you really do a bicep curl, though, in your day-to-day life? But something like squatting, you do that every time you sit down in a chair.
Unless you're Ron Burgundy, I guess you aren't doing bicep curls every day. Anchorman fan. So talk about, Anna, from a woman's perspective, I think a concern that is not so much as prevalent with women anymore, but is still a little bit out there is developing huge muscles or being really bulky. Obviously, they can see you and see, you have a great looking physique, but explain a little bit about how that can help a woman's body.
Definitely, I know a lot of girls they don't want to get big, they don't want to bulk up on CrossFit, but most of the people that I know who have done it, they start doing CrossFit and they look the best they have ever looked in their life. Their jean sizes get smaller, but they may not necessarily lose weight. I think that's the one thing that women fixate on is, I want to get the number on the scale to drop down. But it's not necessarily about that, because there are so many women who come in and they've got fat all over their body, and then they start CrossFitting and they don't necessarily lose weight, but they develop muscle and they have toned arms, legs.
Sure, like a little bit more lean.
That's really what I think we should be shooting for, rather than just having a number that looks low but not necessarily looking good.
Sure.
What's the new slogan they use is strong is the new skinny, or fit's the new skinny.
Yeah.
And skinny's not the new, like, you don't need to be skinny, you just need to look fit, and that's what people should be achieving too, is a healthy lifestyle to reach that goal.
So when you first started this, were you skeptical at all, or did you buy in 100%?
I was skeptical for sure. Before I started CrossFit, I've played college sports, high school sports, worked out my entire life, worked through a lot of these movements before as well. And then, to be quite honest, what got me involved with CrossFit more so than anything was the constant challenge of not being good at everything. And that's another kind of idea of CrossFit, is you should be good. You should not be a specialist at something. So, you can, maybe one guy can bench press 500 pounds and squat 600 pounds, but have him go run around a track and run a mile against you. What's his time going to be? Maybe 15, 20 minutes? Whereas if you can, bench press, and I'm just throwing out random, movements, but if you can bench press maybe 300 pounds and then still run a 6-minute mile, now that's an impressive individual. Sure. That's a very good athletic fit. Yeah, that's what you're shooting for. So that's kind of what the challenge was for me when I first started.
Sure, kind of being well-rounded.
Yeah, exactly.
So critics of CrossFit, I think, bring up a lot of times injuries and just the fast-paced and everything like that. How does somebody come into this and prevent that from happening?
Patience and technique. And that's one thing, Anna is a coach, myself, Peter Brosman, my co-owner over at Cross Fit Naptown, we pride ourselves on being good coaches, along with having the knowledge and the ability to just tell someone, like, hey, you're doing this wrong, you're done doing this for right now, like, you're not hurting yourself. And as you were going through that workout, I was keeping an eye on you guys. That's why I lost count of your rounds.
Make sure we were doing it right.
Yeah, well, that's the whole idea. That's why we always have coaches visually on you to make sure that, hey, like, your technique's going, you're starting to bend your back a little bit more. So that if you do that 100 times, that little inch of bending your back, it's going to add up. So, injuries are prevalent. They are going to happen, but they're going to happen when you do anything. When, walking down the street, you could twist your ankle.
That's one of the things we tell a lot of clients, anyone who walks in the door, is to check your ego at the door. Don't worry about, I want to be the best right away. It takes time and patience to build up to where Jared and I are at. And if you go in really hard right away, you're going to get hurt. And we've had clients who have done that just very recently, and they need to scale it back and slow down to a pace that works for them. And it may happen quickly for some, slower for others, but as long as you stick with it and work at your pace, you will see results and progress.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And we have quite a few people, quite a few testimonials, gentlemen who started January. Well, actually started last October, but really started hitting it hard in January. Yeah. And just we had a paleo challenge, which we talked about a little bit, but he's lost 41 pounds since January 1st, and it's pretty impressive. And just seeing him, I'm just like, every day I'm like, wow, that's your heart and your dedication, which is pretty awesome. So it does.
Sure. One more quick question regarding the training. Another maybe like critic's perspective might be, okay, are you working the same muscle groups 2 days in a row, which is the reason for that original split that was created, in strength training
Upper body,
forever and
lower
ever.
body.
Yeah. So how does that work? How do you divide that up and not have like overtraining of certain muscle groups?
Well, for CrossFit in general, for what we do at Cross Fit Naptown, we actually handle the programming, so we do the workouts ahead of time, so we know what muscle groups we're hitting. We've been doing this for a while. We've been programming for quite some time, so we understand. Depending on what movements you're going to be doing, we're going to make sure we're not going to do heavy back squats and then the next day come with heavy front squat or an air squat workout with 200 air squats or something like that. So we try to stay away from that, but the whole idea with CrossFit, everything comes from the core. It's called core to extremity work. So everyone always asks, like, you guys never do abs, we never do core work. And it's like every movement you do, the first thing you should do is set your core, because it sets your spine and your vertebrae and everything's straight up and down, and you're ready to rock. So
okay, you mentioned paleo, which is something that a lot of people in CrossFit follow. Myself, I feel like it's a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit rigid. Just because from maybe like a female perspective too, and having a background with a lot of people who have had eating disorders and who have had such a predisposition to have an obsession over food. It's like America is so obsessed with what they eat, what they don't eat, that sort of thing. However, it's a program. If you're okay, if your mindset is such that you could follow a certain program, it seems like a pretty healthy program. So explain sort of what you guys do with that.
Well, we actually, to kind of get our members involved, and we know with CrossFit, the whole idea is a community. So we had a paleo challenge, Paleolithic diet challenge that we started. We did one in January. We actually just finished the spring one.
Okay.
To get everyone ready for the spring, summer bathing suit season. Sure. And, it's pretty successful. We had about 25 members in it, and they actually paid a $20 buy-in. So it was a competition. Everyone went hard with that. And the idea is you're just cutting out your sugars, your grains, your processed foods. Yeah. And then you're eating your meats, your nuts, your seeds, your vegetables, anything that technically what we always laugh about is anything a caveman could eat.
Right.
Yeah,
you should be able.
You two are a couple of caveman women, aren't you?
But it works really well.
But it's like real food. It's like you're
absolutely.
eating real food. It's not something
not processed things.
So I tell people, it just like everything else, just with CrossFit, there's different steps to the ladder. So like if you're brand new to it, I'm not going to tell you to cut out carbs because it's going to be nearly impossible. It's really hard for you to do. You're going to feel awful for the first couple of days. So I tell people, go to a grocery store and just stay at the perimeter. Go to the perimeter, never go in the aisles. If you go in the aisles, now you're talking with processed foods, your hydrogenated fats and oils and all that stuff you don't need. So cutting that out, cutting out the sugars, and
what about alcohol? Do you guys drink, not drink?
Well, she's 19, so she
no.
doesn't drink.
Okay, so good.
Better not drink.
Yeah, she better not be.
But no, so technically alcohol is not part of the paleo diet at all. But we do sometimes allow people and say, like, if you're at your best man at some wedding, you have to drink. We do but it's okay to have clear tequila because it comes from the agave plant.
Okay.
Technically, but it's not allowed.
Okay,
but,
technically.
So you should not, when you do a paleo.
Following that exactly.
Exactly. If you're doing a challenge.
Okay. A lot of people will follow like a 90-10 sort of thing. Like
80-20, 90-10.
It's really hard to keep to such a strict diet all the time. I mean, people go crazy.
Those are the things. That's what I'm talking about.
I know a lot of people who do 6 days on and then they'll have a weekend cheat day where maybe they'll go out and party with their friends, or it's just like having a bowl of ice cream or something like that. Just a little cheat to keep you sane.
Yeah, it's all about being healthy in life, but still enjoying life. Yeah. You don't want to sit there and stress out about your foods and, wake up the next day and be like,
freaking out.
I hate life because
you're not going to see me at my birthday not eating cake.
Exactly.
Or not having, a drink or something like that. So, but I absolutely, respect the idea behind it. I think it's great, and I like how you guys kind of support each other with it.
Yeah,
too.
it's cool, having that accountability.
Sure.
With different members. You're cutting out that insulin spike with the sugars all day long. It is effective. It's effective. Again, it's not for everyone, but it's effective for a lot of people. So.
Is there anything I didn't ask you guys that you wanted to say?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, I don't know. We covered a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We did. Well, props to both of you guys. Thank you so much for coming on.
You did a great job.
I appreciate it. Finally, like the sweat starting to dry on my face. So if you guys have questions about CrossFit Naptown or want to get in touch with Anna or Jared, then name the website, and we'll post it to our website.
Perfect.
Too.
It's www.crossfitnaptown.com. Also, you can go to our Facebook page. We have lots of articles, lots of information we put up on our Facebook page. Go to CrossFit Naptown, like us, and boom, right there you have a lot of information. You can actually check out our workouts each and every day. It's free to the public. You just go to our website and then click on a blog, and it has our workout that we have every single day of the week.
That's awesome.
On there. So anyone can do it. Anyone can check it out.
Well, glad you guys are here in town. I know there's also people who are watching from all over the country. So it's CrossFit.com, I believe, to find.
CrossFit.com is
Yeah.
the main
To find
site. You
one
can search, correct.
that-
Google where
Yeah.
you are. And
They're
CrossFit,
everywhere.
They're all over.
They are
They're
everywhere.
independently owned, so some I'm not gonna say are better than others, but
Sure.
you're gonna have different experiences at each one.
Sure,
and they're gonna
yeah.
be ran differently.
Reviews, kind of experiment what box works for you. There are some boxes that are absolutely fantastic, but very competitive atmospheres that may not be right for everyone.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then there are others that are more laid back, and maybe that's the kind of place you need to
Sure,
go.
just depends.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for the workout.
Thanks for
and
having us. Very excited.
It was fun. And thank you guys for watching. There are more workouts on the website, so it's JennyAnchondo.com. If this workout wasn't for you, there's practically every style of workout on there. My goal for you watching is just that you find your passion when it comes to fitness. Find something that you love, something that you enjoy, just so that you're moving a
Be
little bit
healthy.
every day, getting something going. So thank you so much. Post questions to my website. You can post questions below this episode for these two, and we'll get the answers to you. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.